All right, everyone, here we go. It's a little super random reading here. I haven't even shuffled for a pre-shuffle yet. I'm going to shuffle while I tell you about the energy and what I'm doing here. Because I'm basically pulling on a void here. You know, I love pulling on the void. What does that mean? In this particular case, it means there's sort of a go-between energy here. There's like think of it like a stream that's temporarily blocked by some leaves and sticks and shit. It's not enough to like create a dam, but it's slowing it down a little bit, just stopping it. And that dam breaks right around the full moon, which is something I'm obviously going to pull on. The full moon in Cancer this year is very powerful. It's a bit of a problem-solving full moon. It's another one of those energies where solutions come quick. You can drop bad habits quick, that kind of thing. But right now, the energy has been slowed. I think the universe is slowing it. I think right now it's about processing. And I want to see what the attached energy here is processing. And besides, I like pulling on a void. It drains the fuck out of me, but I like doing it. So this is an all signs reading. I have no idea where it's going. It doesn't matter what your sign is. Anything can happen when you pull on a void. It's unplanned. It's super random. I only just decided to do it. You can tell I'm shuffling the pre-shuffle right now. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. Okay, there we go. I haven't really looked. I know there's a Page of Pentacles there. So you would normally show up here, I'd hit the record button, you'd be staring at the Page of Pentacles. Freudian slip a little bit there, but it kind of is. It's because the Page of Pentacles is the card of the student. This is a Knight of Pentacles. And again, it's a slowed energy. It's a take a look at things. Stop for a moment. Look around. The Knight of Pentacles here is very determined. It's a very reliable energy, we often call it. And now I haven't looked at this pre-shuffle at all. I know there's going to be some spiritual shit here. I'm sure. There's a hangman crossed by the Knight of Pentacles. Whenever you pull on the void, you get very strong cards. Underneath the hangman is the Hierophant. Yeah, okay. I would have done all this normally before I hit the record button, but why shouldn't you see this? Because this, look, and the star. Look at, that's just the top 4 cards. Yeah, there's a lot of destiny in play here. The star is a delay. That's what it is. It's usually, it can represent divine timing. The energy's right for something to happen. It can represent you getting a wish or a manifestation, but it often, is one of its card meanings, in fact, a delayed gratification. A wish is delayed a little bit, and nothing's delayed more than the Knight of Pentacles. But there is because I Freudian slipped it, there is a Page of Pentacles energy here. I called this the Page of Pentacles, and I know this deck well. It's my main deck. I'm not going to get a card wrong. It is what it is. There's a lot of learning here, and we see it right here. The Hangman and the Hierophant together. And just in the 3-card sandwich with the Hangman in the middle and the bread being the Hierophant and this Knight of Pentacles, this slowed, delayed energy. There's a lot of perspective being gained, okay? And this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's showing it perfectly, that stream that's normally flowing, but it's got some leaves and debris and shit that's sort of slowing it down. It's temporarily stopping it. At the full moon, it breaks. But in pulling on the void here, we get to find out what the process is. And what's interesting about this is whatever energy is attached to this, could be yours, could be the runner's. I'm pulling on the incoming energy. Roles can always be reversed. I believe for most of you, it's like a soulmate attached to you. The energy here is focused more on long term than it ever has been, because I see the Hierophant here, and that's what I'm getting off of that. It's someone here who's maybe, even if your person is a long-term planner and thinker, and they like plan for their retirement and stuff, it's one thing to plan on the pentacle, what you're going to do in your retirement, for example. It's another thing to go, well, who do I want to spend it with? What do I want to do when I get there? People do that. They spend a lot of time saving for retirement. They get to retirement, they realize they got nothing going on. They got no one to spend it with. This energy here, strangely enough, is bringing back there's a a little melody ringing in my head, and I just placed it just now. It's from an old movie from the 90s called The Wedding Singer. Adam Sandler, I think, is in it, right? I remember the movie because I like it, because I remember he yelled at his girlfriend for ruining his Van Halen t-shirt by wearing it after she broke up with him or something like that. I love that, you know, being a big Van Halen fan. And I've had plenty of girlfriends ruin t-shirts because they kept wearing them. Ex-girlfriends, that is. It's that song in there. It's a melody of something along the lines of I want to grow old with you. It's very long-term kind of a thing. It's like one of the main tunes in the damn movie, as far as the original ones anyway. It's like that. Somebody here getting some perspective. Now, the full moon energy where that dam breaks after this void, which I'll pull on, of course, is one of those full moons. Like I said, it's a real problem-solving energy. It's really, I hate to use the word magic, but it has almost a magic wand effect attached to it. It really does. It really does. It's solutions to long-held problems become clear. And again, we have the undercurrent here in January of Jupiter and Aries, which is just, you know, making people bold, making people take action. So there's an undercurrent of action under everything. But right now, we're in a void. So if you feel like you don't know what to do, or you're thinking a lot right now, you know, just talking to you while I shuffle here, that's why. We are in kind of a void, and nature abhors a vacuum. It fills a vacuum, and nature's filling it. You know, it's just filling it up with a lot of long-term thinking, a lot of where do I want to go, what do I want to do. On the runner side, this is some spiritual shit with the hangman and the Hierophant there and the star. You know, it really is. But it's a forced, with the star bookending the Knight of Pentacles, it's a forced slowdown. It's what I thought this void was. But let's find out. Let's shuffle the deck here. I'm polling the universe. I'm leaving it open. I have no idea where this reading's going to go. Might have nothing to do with the pre-shuffle. I don't know. This first card out is before the cut. It's why the fuck are we here? I love doing readings like this because I have no idea what the fuck I'm pulling on. Unreal. Liberation. Freedom. Yeah, and 9 of Pentacles is why we're here. There's been a lot of problems here. There's a lot of hang-ups and things that in particular these runners have. And maybe you have too. Again, these same energies are affecting you on the opposite side of the coin. I'm just pulling on the incoming energy. And somebody here is again, it's about liberation, about breaking free from past repression. You know, internal repression, external repression, whatever. I mean, this is going to play out in societal energies too. There's no doubt about that. But in that case, it's oppression, I suppose. After the cut is the 10 wands, yeah. While that, using my stream analogy, while that stream is blocked by the leaves and sticks, which isn't enough to hold it very long when the new moon breaks it up, but while it's blocked a little bit, while we've slowed things down, the universe has put a delay on things, put everything on pause, somebody here is realizing how unfree they are. Probably limited by their own beliefs, limited by the people around them, maybe limited by hang-ups that they have or just their behavior. You know, again, there's a lot of this. And this right here, it's funny because I've been talking about a weak dam breaking. This is my card of a dam's about to break. It's just about, you know, it's just a lot of energy building up in this void. It's not an empty void. It's being filled very quickly. Think of it like that moment before you take a bath where you're waiting for the tub to fill up. I mean, this tub is filling up fast. It's about to overflow, let me tell you. For all of us, really. You know, again, you guys are going to, if you take a moment to sit in the silence, you'll feel this energy. It's very deep. It really is. So use it. And use that full moon to solve some problems for yourself, too. I'll pull on the full moon. Don't worry about it. We're not there yet. That energy isn't here. This is the void right before it. And I think it's pretty cool to pull on it. Let's see. Let's shuffle the deck and let's see where we go here. Give me this. Just tell me what you want to tell me, universe. Give me a reading. I guess I'll put it out there like that. When you're pulling on a void, there really isn't, you know, much you can ask, per se. All right. Overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table is the Knight of Cups. Yeah. That's not surprising. What's fueling the Knight of Cups? Everybody knows what the Knight of Cups means, right? But it's more of a, what's liberating is life by the cup, and I think somebody's realizing that. Underneath it, yeah, the Queen of Wands. Again, I said realizing we've been seeing this a lot lately, where they're being forced, almost forced. It's not really forced, but the energy is encouraging them to look at their behavior. Again, it's that "how did I get here" energy. How did my life end up like this? Well, it's this right here. There's a lot of fakey McFakerman energy attached to this. It's someone who feels one way and puts out another thing, but this is the energy. This is what the energy is encouraging them to do. So this is the overall energy here. Okay, the Knight of Cups. This should be a very interesting reading. All right, right here's the energy around your connection. Right here's how someone's behaving in the 3D. Right here's their soul. This is the hidden energy, the message from the universe. Red with the energy of your connection, and right here's the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. I will clarify everything, throw some universe cards over the top, and I think this is going to be a pretty awesome reading. So I would bet your sweet asses there's going to be a link for an extended in the description, because I think we're going to need to go pretty deep here with that pre-shuffle. Energy around the connection. Justice. Justice. I mean, you see what I'm saying? I told you it was going to be a powerful reading. I don't know what's here. I ain't looking. Justice. I like to be surprised. Readings like this surprise me. I have no idea where this is going. But I can say this, and I'll point some things out to you because I know some of you like to read cards and shit. Energy, light is energy. So everybody reads energy because assuming you can see light, even if you can just feel. If you can't see, if you're blind, you still read energy. You're just reading different forms of it. These two cards are both herringbone background, both gray, similar energies. One's pointing up and one's pointing down. That's meaningful. Okay, just in the card imagery that I'm showing you, that's meaningful. All right, there's an energy here. The energy itself is trying to force this person. Okay, and I'm going to use the word force because it's cold. It's the way a 20 degree below zero outside day would force you to put a coat on. Okay, you'd be an idiot not to. Right here, we've got a balance that's happening. All right, we've got a reckoning. The white cat and the black cat are about to have a conversation. Your person, whoever's attached to this fakey McFakerman card, is fighting it a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. That's why we have the push-pull configuration going on here. But this, in the energy of your connection, justice, communication, coming together, is stronger than their resistance to it. Much stronger card than this. How are they behaving in the 3D? Temperance. It's a bit of a come to their senses kind of energy. There's a very balanced energy right now. Whenever you're in a void, there usually is, in this particular case, where it's one of those dam sort of situations where energy is damming up and a void is slowly filling. Tends to be fairly balanced. This is someone who actually wants to communicate, but they need to find a balance between fire and water. Okay? And fire and water is this. This is fire, fakey McFakerman, and this is water. What the overall energy is causing them to, urging them to do. Knight of Cups. So come in with an apology, come in with some kind of move towards some kind of a love situation. So they're having a hard time finding, but I've got balance here and I've got balance here. All right? It is a come to the senses energy. What's going on here in the soul? Bookending justice. The Wheel of Fortune. Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana in my top row. But that's not surprising. I'm pulling on a void. Just like I said, the pre-shuffle will probably be pretty spiritual. And it was. Hangman, Star, Hierophant. All of that's Major Arcana. All right? We always so this, in imagery, kind of repeats the pre-shuffle, which was a court card and 3 major arcanas. Court card, 3 major arcanas. Okay? We're just deeper in things right now. The universe is driving. All right? It's just, we have a complete turnaround here. We have someone who is being urged to do this, probably wants to do it. I see that in the Temperance card. They're just having a hard time turning off their old self. Can I phrase it that way? Does that make sense? All right. We're going to need to clarify that. There's something going on here with their soul energy within the void. Hidden energy, red with justice. What's the universe want to tell us? Page of Pentacles. What I accidentally called the Knight of Pentacles in the pre-shuffle. There it is. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. It's a bit of resistance is futile. I'm not going to say that they're nervous about talking. I'm not going to say it's communication. I'm not even going to say it's the card of the student, although they are getting spanked a little bit. Okay? Because they figure out every time, I said with this Justice card, it blends pretty heavily with the Knight of Cups. When they try to go against it, right, they get spanked for it a little bit. Okay? Because it's more powerful energy than them. Whenever I have 3 major arcana here in the top row of my reading, the energy of the universe is outweighing whatever the hell your person's trying to do or put out. Fakey McFakerman doesn't have a chance here. They're being forced to look at this behavior, whether they want to or not, just like you're forced to feel the cold when you go outside in the cold. Right? You can either put a jacket on or not. It's a good analogy because a lot of people think that when I use the word force, that the universe is forcing and they're being controlled. They're not being controlled. No. It's the same way cold air makes you want to put on a jacket. This is communication, though. The black cat and the white cat, I think, got a conversation coming, and I think January is going to bring in a lot of these runners. I'm telling you, especially as we move toward the top of February, where Saturn starts getting Jupiter, and oh God! All right, what's the potential final outcome? Red with Temperance, 7 of Cups. It's a little bit of confusion. It is. They've got to balance. This is red with Temperance. Right? They've got to balance their fire and water. They've got to find a balance. And I see it as being out of balance with them. I don't see this Temperance card as perfectly upright. It's kind of like that. I'm drawn to this little blurb of fire here, and there's only 2 drops of water in it. This person, whoever this energy belongs to, has a strong urge to keep up an image, to keep up appearances. And they can't under this energy. I mean, there's no way. It's much stronger than they are. The net result is some confusion, or it could be someone looking at options. We got to see when we clarify. We're going to need the witches for this. Okay, this is tricky. Pulling on a void is not easy, and then just to prove it to you, randomly, I did not know this was here. At the bottom of the witches is the devil. Okay, it's again. There's a lot of energy swirling around here. A lot. All right, swimming in a void. It's dangerous. It's like diving deep in the ocean. There's a lot of pressure around you. You know, you could. All right, Justice. Here we go. That's all right. I'm fueled up this morning. We're good to go. All right, this is going to be a powerful reading to pull on. Tell me about Justice. And don't bring me back to devil. Please don't cross Justice with the devil. God, please don't do that. Okay, good. The 9 of Wands. Thank goodness. I thought for sure, because I could feel, you know, there is that energy here. They have to balance this fire and water. We'll get there. For now, the 9 of Wands, it's just talking about resistance is futile. It really is. I'm just tired when I look at that card. This person puts up a wall to their own happiness for a long, long time. And right now, there's a lot of spiritual stuff going. They're thinking long term. They're feeling that long term energy. This Wheel of Fortune turns everything in their soul. It's been kicked up a notch. It's been cranked up to 11, right? Old Spinal Tap style. You know, it's cranked all the way up. What's on top? The Knight of Cups. Look, see, I told you the Knight of Cups was important with this. I showed you a whole thing about the background, and I talked about it. And look, sitting right on top of it from another deck is the Knight of Cups. You can't plan this shit. You can't make this shit up. It's unreal. Resistance is futile. That's what they're learning. All right, but that causes confusion for them. It's hard when you're used to being a certain way. The secret for your person, and your person's not watching. So I'll just tell you the secret so you always keep it in check with yourself. Fire and water need to be in balance. Otherwise, the water puts out the fire, or the fire just evaporates the water. All right? They've got to be in balance with each other. And that's really the only energy this Temperance card is trying to convey, because that's all I'm drawn to is this little blurb of fire with 2 drops of water on it. Why is the Knight of Cups here? Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, red with these. Page of Pentacles here. Knight of Cups, red with Justice. Knight of Cups on top of it. You don't get much better symmetry in a reading than that. All right? Again, they want to do this, is what this is saying. They do. Every time they fight it, they are figuring out that they're going to have to do this. They know likey, though. I don't know why I just read confusion off of this, but I do. I get heat off of this card. And I don't know why that is. We will get there. All right, let's talk about temperance first, how they're behaving in the 3D. On the outside, it might look okay. It might. But there's a lot of truth for this person. You know, I talked a moment ago about you got to have balance between water and fire. Otherwise, the water can put out the fire, right? You know, kind of a thing like that. And I think this person here has tried so hard to mask a lot of things that they forgot how to feel at some point. And now they're feeling. And that's sort of what the Wheel of Fortune is saying here, in a way. And again, just getting heat off of this card. A lot of resistance. Why is Temperance here? Okay. A Hierophant, yeah. It's just an energy. How do I phrase this without sounding unicorn rainbow? It's just an energy of someone getting real. In the 3D, they're having to get real with themselves. On the outside, you may not see it. But they are having to get real with themselves. And it's confusing for this person for some reason. I have no idea why. This energy is hard to resist. This is quite a void. On your side, again, sit in the quiet for a little while. Okay? Between now and Friday, sit in the quiet for a little while. And allow this energy to flow through you. And you'll as soon as that full moon hits, anything that comes up while you're sitting in the quiet, something you're confused about or whatever, it'll clear itself right up with that full moon. Let me tell you, what's on top? Strength. Yeah, they're trying to fight it. I know the Strength card. I know what it means, but they're afraid of what the void is showing them. Okay, sort of like if you were standing next to that stream, you'd be afraid that it was dammed up because your campsite's right next to it, and those sticks and leaves are damming it up enough that it might flood your campsite, right? But it's not going to. What your person doesn't know is the full moon is going to take that shit right out of there, and it's going to be an easy solution. But they don't like. I said it already. They know likey. They don't. They're afraid of what they're discovering here in the void. And when the universe puts everything on pause, they feel. They're afraid of feelings on a high level. Why is Strength card here? Moon. What did I say? Come on. Why am I your second favorite? I'm pulling on a void here. This is not easy. This is level 10 shit. Okay? I'm doing my best. I'm giving you little analogies. I got you picturing streams. I took you back to The Wedding Singer. I mean, come on. I'm doing the best I can. But this is fear. What did I say? Fear. Everything that's coming up from the depths is scaring the bejesus out of them. They don't like it. The Strength card is surrounded by fear. It's making their defense, their coping mechanism kick in. What's their coping mechanism? Well, duh. It's fire. It's Fakey McFakerman, Queen of Wands. Everything's fine. On the outside, everything looks fine. But it's not. Yeah, nothing is fine here. That's perfect. That's the perfect card that could have fallen there. It's better than the Devil. Okay, because this is a card of fear. This is stuff coming up from the depths, and they're afraid of it. And while the energy around them is screaming, be cool, your person has a balance problem between fire and water. Queen of Wands and Knight of Cups, we'll say. They have a problem. The Queen of Wands doesn't want to show her feelings, male or female. The Knight of Cups does. And the energy is pushing for the Knight of Cups with Justice over here, with a Knight of Cups on top of it. Your person's figuring that out, but they know likey because this scares the crap out of them. Because then they can't be Queen of Wands. They can't be fake. Which net result is confusion. It's heat coming off. Just heat. It's like eating a hot pepper, right? It shorts out your system. It just reads as heat. All right, here we go. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? You don't have a taste bud for it, so it's like a short. And you just read it as heat. That's what's going on here. Your person's shorting out. Why is the Wheel of Fortune in the soul? I believe the Wheel of Fortune in the soul has something to do with the full moon that comes and relieves this. However, it also represents with Justice, one of the things that they don't like is the changes. You know, they can't, we say all the time, they can't stay where they're at because they're under new energy. And it's true. These are truths they can't unknow. You know, there's a Queen of Swords energy floating around here somewhere. I don't know whether it'll come out, but I'm telling you, it's here. We already kind of have it with Archangel Michael. It's his sword of truth, right? Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Tell me about this soul energy. God, pulling on a void. My God, yeah. They're slowing it down a little bit. The Five of Swords. That's short-sightedness. Your person's been short-sighted. This backs up what I told you in the pre-shuffle. I said now they're thinking long-term, right? It's not just about, as an example, saving for retirement. It's about, well, what am I going to do once I get there? The wedding singers come back here. I want to grow old with you. You know, that nice little tune strums out on the guitar, right? This is someone who's been short-sighted. The environmental energy around their soul has been short-sighted. It's flipping. And they know likey. This is hard. This is this is some really powerful shit. It is. I'm talking Star card. I'm talking Hierophant, which we've already had crossing here. I'm talking Temperance. I'm talking, just, you know, the Hanged Man we've already seen. What's on top? See? They know like it. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Again, what's turning is this. They can't behave this way anymore. This is what's on top of the Wheel of Fortune. This is how their environment has been. Short-sighted, which she always is. She just wants immediate gain, right? You know, it's always image, status, putting out some kind of phony, everything's fine, everything's great, when nothing's great. Ignoring true feelings over material things and things along those lines. Very superficial. Choosing superficial energy, we can say, as a general thing, over anything of any depth. That's changing. And they know likey. As this energy happens, primary energy flow is 5D to 3D. As this happens in the 5D, as this wheel, powerful card, powerful energy, a 10 in the major arcana. 10s are the end-end, dead end that lead to a new beginning. As this wheel turns in the 5D, it comes over here into the 3D, and it bleeds into the moon card. The stuff comes up from the depths, and they, you know, again, their fire is trying to evaporate all the water they're feeling, right? And again, the net result is confusion. This wheel is turning whether they like it or not. Now again, it's not being forced. It's not a mean, oppressive universe. This wheel is turning whether they like it or not. They can't behave this way anymore because they're now thinking long term, and this is very short-sighted, Five of Swords. It's no different than walking outside into the cold, and that cold encourages you to put a coat on. They don't have to. But this person's fixing to freeze to death. I mean, it's raining here on the moon card. She needs an umbrella, okay? This torch that they're holding for their old self is going to get put out by this rain for sure. Why is the Queen of Wands here? Nine of Pentacles. Again, the wheel is turning, whether it just backs up what I said. It's a card of liberation, card of freedom. It's a card also of someone independent. The Queen of Wands isn't independent. The Queen of Wands is codependent, right? Now, marry somebody for status. Marry somebody because they're somebody. Marry somebody because it's a good family, right? Or it's what they're supposed to do, or it's very pentacle-based. It's all very whatever. In this context, it can mean attraction and things like that, but in this context, that's what's changing. This is their behavior. We call it fakey McFakerman here, right? Phony. Somebody says you don't matter, but you really matter. They're liberating from this because the wheel is turning whether they want to or not. This Five of Swords energy, everything that falls here is what's changing. This is just why the Queen of Wands is here. I try to give you transparency in the readings so you understand. You know, that's all I do. But now let's talk about this. The universe gave me my Freudian slip from the beginning of the reading. Gave me the Page of Pentacles. This is very interesting. They know likey this. Oh, they don't like it at all. That's why we have this Seven of Cups here. But what's going on? So they're learning. Okay, fine. So they're figuring out that, you know, the more if they try to distract themselves from this energy, it's still there. Well, duh. You know, you can go outside in the cold and try to distract yourself all you want if you're not wearing a jacket, but it's still cold, you know. Yeah, the energy's there. So what's going on? What else you want to tell me here about this Page of Pentacles? You're going to complicate things. All right, Nine of Cups. Interesting. Well, it's emotional fulfillment. Nines are the end in tarot. The end, you know, it's reaching a point where universe is saying there's a snapping point that will come here, where this person realizes that they're not going to be able to fight this, so they might as well face it. All right, it says something along those lines. It's tough to fucking interpret. Yeah, you see right here, forward movement. Either go forward or die. Is kind of the energy here. You know, because this Eight of Wands represents forward movement, represents communication, which is represented by here both by the Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So again, they're figuring out that they're going to need to do something about this, or it probably will drive them batshit crazy. It really is move forward or die here kind of energy. What's on top? King of Pentacles. Yeah, what about the princess? Right? It's a little bit of what about the princess energy. It's a little bit of what they're figuring out is what represented stability for them. The Queen of Wands loves this king. He got a lot of money. He's great. Yeah, if she's with the King of Wands, it's a superficial, you know, materialistic kind of power couple-y thing. But this is really who she wants, right? He's got it going on. But he don't always want her because she's very super. Everybody loves the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, it's a great card. It's a great energy. He's a generous king. It's good. I mean, it's just good. It's as good as the Queen of Pentacles, which is a soul-nurturing type energy. It's nice. We have kind of a conflict here, and they're figuring that out. They've changed. What I'm trying to say is they've changed, and now it's time. It's read with the Knight of Cups. They've learned. It's time to move forward. That's what they're learning in this. Now, what I'm concerned about is how much they're fighting it. All right. The universe did give us a sneak peek of a devil at the bottom of this deck when I first picked it up. Why is the King of Pentacles here? First, before I go, King of Cups. Yeah, again. This is someone who chose Pentacles over Cups, and again, they're just, this energy, this void is almost like showing them a movie of of the mistakes they've made. All right. Again, it ties to what they're learning, right? I already talked about it. They're figuring out, you know, that I'm going to need to go, you know, move forward or die kind of a thing if I want my Nine of Cups. This says the same thing when this is read with the Page of Pentacles. It says the water's closing in on that guy right there. You know, he's running out of land real fast. And what they're learning in this void is what represented stability to them once before no longer is as important. And also on your side of things, this is probably what you could figure out if you sit in the silence as well and allow this energy to flow. You might figure out some of the things that you used to think were important are no longer important. And you'll find solutions of how to move forward in new directions around the full moon. So, very interesting. Right here, final outcome. Because of this person, because they don't like what's happening, right? Afraid of it, actually. Scared to death. Oh no, I'd have to get real, says the Queen of Wands. Okay, yeah, you'd have to get real. Oh my God. Oh God. All right. We have heat here. We just have confusion. It's creating a short circuit. Why is the Seven of Cups here? I wish I could say they're looking at options to come towards you. A lesser reader might. Someone who just reads cards, you know, looks up the meaning in the book and, you know, has a set thing they say for each card when it comes out. Sure. Yeah, I'll say that if you want the sugarcoat. They're looking at options. Because of all this that they're learning, they're looking at options to come towards you. Knight of Cups, it certainly looks like that, doesn't it? I'm being honest with you. This is a short circuit here, okay? They're fighting energies that they can't fight. They don't have a chance in hell. It's like trying to punch out a Mack truck that's coming towards you. You might be good in a fist fight, I don't know, but you're not going to punch out a Mack truck coming towards you. You know, you best get out of the way. And they're not getting out of the way. They're fighting the unfightable. Why is the Seven of Cups here? Fakey McFakerman all their life, they don't want to get real. They do not. They got to admit a lot of things. Things that they lied about. She's a liar, right? Tells you everything's great. Yeah, everything's paid for. Everything's fine. She's in debt up to her eyeballs. It's all phony. It's always phony. It always is. All right. That's how we know that they're not really happy on their side, right? Even in spite of the pictures they put up and shit like that. It's all that energy. It's not a coincidence that this keeps coming up, that we've given it a name here, like the Burger King. We've given the King of Wands and the Out of Balance Emperor. We've given her Fakey McFakerman because she shows up so much. There are plenty of cards that don't have a character name because they don't show up very often. All right, let's go. Let's pull on the short circuit. What's the final on this? What the hell? How much shuffling you want me to do? Oh my God, yeah. I said it's short circuit. The Nine of Wands was crossing justice in the energy of your connection. The Nine of Wands is crossing the final outcome. This is read with these cards, and it should make sense in all my readings with the energy of your connection. And it does. We have a short circuit here. We have someone who, because they're putting up a wall, they're still fighting the unfightable. That's not even a good wall. The sun can get right through. They could see the happiness on the other side from going. That's the whole learning thing. They're still putting up a wall. There's a resistance here because they don't like it. They don't like what's coming up. What's on top? Seven of Cups. See? Short circuit. Look, I know I gave you the sugarcoat reading for those that want it. I know anybody else out here on YouTube, anyone did this reading, they would tell you they're looking at options to come towards you. I know. I absolutely fucking know. I haven't watched readings in a long time, but based on what I saw years ago, I know. No, they're not. It's a short circuit. Nine of Wands, Seven of Cups on top of Seven of Cups. Why is the Seven of Cups here? Let me finish this. Yeah, see? Five of Wands. Because they're getting in the way. It's like that. They're trying to punch out a Mack truck. This is a Mack truck of energy up here. It's making them see this. Can't help but feel that it's cold where they're at. And they don't want it. She don't want to put a jacket on because it's going to cover that beautiful dress. I don't want to put a jacket on. She will freeze to death outside. Right? Freeze to fucking death, even though the energy around her is saying put on a coat. She will freeze to fucking death outside. Because the coat will cover that dress and no one will see it. No one will know I'm the Queen of Wands. Okay. That's so fucking important to you. Well, they're going to know when you're laying in the hospital. But that's what's going on here. That's what's happening in the void. You've got someone who, it's almost a stubborn energy net. It is in a way. It's someone who, it's very frustrating. I saw this same kind of frustration yesterday in a Cure for Cancer reading I did. You've got someone who desperately wants to come towards you, has feelings for you. Yep, they do. There's a lot of love here. Like a double Knight of Cups with a fucking Justice card. And they know that it's the right thing to do because it will liberate them. Right? That's the Nine of Pentacles was why the fuck are we here? Somebody needs to liberate themselves because they're going batshit crazy in this energy. But they're so afraid of what the void is showing them, what the energy around them right now as it gets stopped up a little bit by leaves and sticks. The flow of the river gets stopped up by leaves and sticks, and they're forced to look at it and see what's in there. They're so afraid of it that they put up resistance to it. Yet the energy is so powerful that it's impossible not to notice it. They can't distract themselves from it. So that's why I get nothing but heat here. And I said it a long time ago when this fell. I said I felt heat, right? What do you see on that card? You see fire-breathing dragons, don't you? You think that's hot? Yeah, it's hot. That's what I was feeling, the fire breath from these fucking dragons. It is. So with Seven Cups on top of Seven Cups, it cancels out. And this Nine of Wands tells the story right here. And it's the same problem we're having in the energy of your connection. There's a Nine of Wands crossing here. This same card was crossing here. Again, they're learning. They're figuring it out. It's cold. I better put a coat on. It seems real logical. But the Queen of Wands, Fakey McFakerman, does not like to cover this fancy dress. Male or female, don't get hung up on genders. It's just the way your person is. They're reflecting in this energy. It could be how they were raised. It could be whatever. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out in an extended. I will dig deep into this person and figure out, because I got Fakey McFakerman in the soul, which is changing whether they like it or not. They have to change if they want to be free. Again, move forward or die is the message here, crossing in the message from the universe. I just don't understand people that are like this. I mean, I do from a psychology standpoint, but I mean, why they would stay like this blows my mind, because they miss all the magic in life. They're so self-focused, so worried about how they look and what other people think, that when you do that, you miss everything. Okay, I got a couple of cards that fell on the floor, but it's not part of a reading. If you want to know what it is, it's a Two of Pentacles reversed and a Five of Swords reversed. You know, so again, it's like a same kind of stalemate type of energy here. No decision being made, and somebody, you know, again, it's just backing up the final outcome. Give me 3 cards, universe. What else you want to tell everybody before I go pull some wicked voodoo? It's very interesting. I want to dig into their life a little bit. I also want to find out more about how this energy, how this void is affecting you, and what you can, how you can most benefit from it. I'll pull a pyramid, you know, and see what's going on, and see what's going to happen here. Maybe we'll find out here. You know, I don't know. We'll see. Pulling on a void is tricky. It always is. But this is interesting. This is a cautionary tale for you as well. And for those of you who aren't at this point in the soulmate cycle yet, or don't have a runner per se that you think is thinking about you, this could be future influence. Any of my readings could. Anyone's reading could. You know, if you found it for a reason. You're not just here because I'm entertaining. You know, I have people tell me that all the time. I'm just here. I don't have a soulmate. I'm just here. No. Pay attention to what I'm saying. It'll serve you well down the road. All right? My energy is too powerful for that. I'm not a fucking clown. That doesn't happen. All right, here we go. You may not want to admit you're here for a reason, but you're here for a reason. Here we go. It is what it is. I have that thing in my real life, too. Nobody crosses my path without a purpose. It's been that way my whole life. It's not me saying that. Other people say that. You know, I just started to, again, like this Page of Pentacles, figure it out over time. You know, every friend I've got has been in their life for some reason, you know, some kind of thing. It's weird. Look, as I say that, there's a devil right there. 3 cards. That right there, that's powerful. The 7 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Somebody here is influenced in the 4 of Cups. Somebody here, the base energy, the 4 of Cups crossing the 7 of Wands. Somebody here is limited in their life. They are disappointed with the fact for the things they can't do. Yes, I know that. That's one of the things they don't like, and it's what they're afraid of, because the energy is, especially the full moon energy that's coming up, is going to encourage them that they can do it. And that's what the soul is saying here with the 9 of Pentacles. The wheel is turning. You can be free. You just got to stop this damn behavior. The problem is there's a lot of toxin around them. These 2 cards are read together, the devil with the 4 of Wands. There's a lot of toxin around them, and that's the context of this energy here. It's very strong. It's almost a karmic, the life they're living right now is a lot of past life karma, that they're karmic debt that they're having to pay off. All right, they're learning lessons the hard way. The problem is, until you came along, this person could always ignore the lessons and just stay the same. They can't do that anymore, because you've opened up something. You've activated something within them that allows them to see that it's toxin around them. And that feedback's over here in this disappointment, this 4 of Cups, as well. So the environmental energy, if we were to go to their house, the environmental energy around your person is that of disappointment. It's thick air. It's just, we would say something like that. It's thick here. It feels thick. All right? Whatever represents stability for them, they always make the wrong choice. They need to pull, I think my advice for your person would be to pull a George Costanza here. One of my favorite Seinfeld episodes, where George figures out if he does the opposite of what he thinks he should do, everything goes great. That's kind of what your person kind of needs to do. In a way, I don't know, maybe your person looks like George Costanza. I don't know. That said, that is your reading. I am going to pull some wicked voodoo on this fucking person. I'm going to pull on this void for you, and I'm going to pull on a pyramid reading for sure, and see where this is, which way the wind is likely to blow here, because I know they want to come towards you. I'm well aware of it. This is a person who, I said, longs for the things that they can't do, yet they don't realize that they can. And the truth of the matter is, all this disappointment is crossed by the sun. Okay? It because of this toxic energy, they've convinced themselves that this makes them happy. That this state of being, 4 of Cups crossing 7 Wands, makes them happy. It doesn't. Okay? It absolutely doesn't. That's just the illusion created by this. All right. So Just to give you a little extra for those not going to the extended. I'm going to go a fuck of a lot deeper than that in the extended, I'll tell you what. That's it. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. If you want the extended, the epic extended, the link for it is in the description. I want it. I'm going to get right to it. Good luck.